Hello, and welcome back to Nat Scraps. I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Natalie Peconic. I am a paper crafter, and I am now over a tiny little store called Nat's Scraps. Hope you guys are enjoying the 30 days of sketches as much as I am. Today's sketch is up on the board. Today is day 4, and thank you very much to Jessica Michaels who created this sketch. It is beautiful. As soon as I've seen this sketch, I remembered a collection by Uniquely Creative that came out a couple of months ago, and it used these little pie shapes that I am cutting out there. So I thought, yep, that's my chance to use it. It had been sitting there. I'd made a couple of little mini albums and things from these papers, but I hadn't created a layout. So I thought, there's my chance, and let's use these little pies. I cut them and then realized I left lots of little bits of white on there, so I'm going to retrim all those, and then I'm going to start creating the page. Now, I had seen they had advertised a layout with using these little sections. And I had seen it in their creative magazine or something like that, and it was in the back of my mind, but I couldn't remember exactly what it was like. But I start trying to put these here and going, this is not going to work on either side because it's actually like a perfect circle, and I wasn't expecting that. They're not as long as sort of the ones in the picture. And as I'm trying and failing miserably, I kind of go, I need to go back and look what they did with it, because I had that layout that I'd seen in the design magazine. So in a moment, I'm going to grab that magazine and flip through it. One of the great things the Uniquely Creative do is they have a monthly kit, and then you can get this magazine that goes with that kit, and it helps you do some designs. Now, I didn't want to flick through all of it and show you all of it, because it's you do pay for the magazine or you get it with your subscription. So I don't want to show too much of that away, but briefly I showed there the one that was in the magazine. So I'll quickly look at that, and then I'll kind of throw it away because I don't want to completely copy it. And to be honest, I probably got very close to completely copying it, but that was not my intention when I did this. My intention was to use the kit and create something sort of similar. And yes, mine worked out very similar-ish to the one that was there, but it has a lot of differences too, mainly the backgrounds, because I bring in another company to use in the background right towards the end. I'm going through the die cuts. So they have a paper range, some die cuts, some vellum cuts, and a few other different bits and pieces that can come together in your kit. So I was just going through the die cuts and was trying to pop them. I don't normally leave them in these little baggies. I normally put them in a little Ziploc thing, which you'll probably see later. But I was struggling there to get them back in. I'm sure you guys know that feeling when you try to, you've taken something out of its packaging and you're trying to stick it back in. Now I'm just roughly kind of putting these elements around the page and getting a feel for what I like and don't like. I've got the word beautiful there, and you, and I'm sure I've scrapbooked these photos already, but you know what, inspiration hits, but I don't like that dark brick background, so I am getting rid of that and bringing in a different photo that I have on the same day of my daughter. She is stunning. She doesn't know how stunning she is. She's a real tomboy. She has no idea how absolutely stunning she can be. Here I am, I'm just looking for a background paper to go behind that photo. So I want to elongate it a little bit and make it sort of more into a rectangle. So I'm looking for something to stick in behind there. I hope you can't hear my husband. He's just pulled in with a big trailer load or something, and his wheels are spinning and all sorts of noises going on out there. So if you do hear that, I do apologize. And so I'm going to put that I don't think he's going to do it. That would be interesting to see what he came up with. I'm going to pop that. I've chosen this 6x6 piece of paper. Now, as I said, I made a couple of little mini albums and a couple other things with this. I hadn't created any pages, but that doesn't mean I've got loads and loads of it left either. I've used what would be my favorite papers to create the mini albums. So, oops, that happened. But it's nice that I've got the 6x6 papers as well as the 12x12 there. I'm going to lay this up on a little bit of a sage green. That's just going to help it pick up from the background, because I felt like it was just hitting the white background and disappearing at this stage. And it's not very far from here that I realized I don't like the white background at all. I kind of didn't start this with the intention to use a white background. I don't know kind of what I intended to do, but I was pretty sure that that wasn't going to be it. We will come to the background problem in a moment. Here I am again, just working around, just lightly putting a few things in, and it comes to a point where I know roughly how the layout is going to be, but I haven't kind of figured out much more than that. Lots of shuffling going on here. That is really my style. I tend to shuffle and move things around until I find a spot for them. I also don't like how white that U is. I want to bring in some color and fix that up. So in a moment you'll see I'll bring in some swatches I have of my alcohol markers. And oh, not quite yet. I think I'm going to bring in some vellum cuts first. Pause that thought about alcohol markers. We will come back to it. What am I doing? Oh, so these are some more dimensional shapes, foam pieces that go with this collection. So I'm going to bring out a couple of those, and I do actually swap over the large word beautiful for a smaller one. It's a little bit more discreet, and I'm pretty sure that's what my daughter would prefer, a little bit more discreet, the word beautiful, than being out there in bold. So that's what I went with. Here's where I'm bringing in the alcohol markers, and I'm just going to color the U, and I'm going to do a mixture of like a tealy colors that we can find, tealy greens, and the purple. And I have really sped this up because I spent quite a while just fiddling around with and coloring in the wording. I love the tri-blend markers that have the 3 colors in one, or the 3 tones of one color, so you can have your shading. It makes life really interesting. But if you know alcohol markers, when you put too much ink on and you go over it too many times, it actually starts bleeding outside of your lines unless you're really careful. There is not a lot of room on mine for you to color and blend without it bleeding outside of the line. So I tend to find once I've popped it back onto the page, I wasn't overly happy, and a little bit too blue, so I'm going back over with the purple. But then I decide I need to trim the white edges where it's kind of bled in a couple of the spots that I was blending really hard on. So here I am going and cutting out the image, and going to then yeah, it's just fussy cutting for the sake of fussy cutting, really. Get that back on there and leave that before I ruin it any further than what I already have. So I've got some of those elements on. I think I'm going to bring in some of the vellum cuts, sticker pieces, die cut sticker pieces, and I'm looking for some things just to go up there in the top left hand corner, just where those other embellishments are. So I'm going to pull a couple of those over, and then hopefully I'm getting close to happy. I've made a big mess there with the vellum cuts, but that's okay for the moment. We'll clean that up shortly. I am a messy crafter. I don't know about you guys. Are you guys a really neat crafter, have everything, pack it up as you go? Or are you a little bit more like me, who just, it seems to be a craft explosion every time I turn around, and they're just bits of going everywhere. I don't tend to tidy too much. I'm trying to get better because I purposely kind of going around nowadays and tidying a little bit as I go, so that it doesn't end up in too big a disaster, especially with 30 days of sketches. We're pushing to get those layouts done each day. I'm not sure if I'm going to get tomorrow's done. We'll see. We might get there yet. We'll see how we go. But it is a lot when you're doing it a layout a day, and you're then editing and voiceover and all that stuff, and you've got family and lots of bits and other pieces to do in your life as well. I admire those that are well ahead and have completed several of the 30 days of sketches. I've completed one, but I think the last one, I did about half maybe of the last one, and I think I was going away. I'd have to look back and check, but I think, yeah, I went away for a couple of days or something, and that really threw it. Okay, so where am I up to now? Enough chatterbox, Nat. What am I doing? Okay, so I am going to think about moving the background here. And before I do that, I don't want to take everything off and sort of put it on each background that I want to try. So I'm going to stick these main components in the place that I believe they're going to be, so I can try it on a few of the backgrounds. So this is a bit of a tip for you if you are at this kind of stage where you've kind of built the wrong way up to what you normally would, is that you can stick some of these major components together, which means then you can lift them onto your background papers and trial them on the background papers, because it's really hard to see them and really time consuming if you're going to take it all apart and put it all back together several times. So here you can see that those main little pie shapes and that photo mat is all there together. Now I'm just trying a few different things. These are from Paper Rose. They are the textured background. I believe that was the right term. I'm just going to squeal over here a little bit. Oops, oh, I'm coming back any second. Serenity Textures, they are. And they're a beautiful cardstock, and there's so many different colors in the pack with so many lovely backgrounds. I eventually decide that I like this kind of mottled greeny color. It has sort of an aqua green as well as sort of a more olivey green. I think it works really well with the flowers, and I think it works really well with the different papers that I have already on for the layout. So I'm going to go and cut, well, I already have, whoops, where did I get to that bit? I cut the middle out of this paper, and that left me with a little bit that I could then also put on the back of this other photo mat and double mount it, which means that it stands out on that green a little bit. I put the green on to stand out from the white, and now I've put the white on to stand out from the green. We're getting more and more layers behind there. And of course, because I've gutted that, I just need to pop over my other piece of base paper and then adhere this to the bottom. And then I start the whole rebuilding process again, and hopefully it goes a little bit quicker because I have just that little bit more of an idea this time about where things are going. I'm going to start off putting those Velomer stickers underneath. They're just there for a little bit of texture and a little bit of background floral behind some of my elements, especially in that top corner there. I didn't have very much floral there, so that will help. And a few leaves too, which most of get covered up, but I know they're there. That's the most important thing. Then I have a couple of the little bits and pieces that I'd cut out of some of the fussy cutting papers. This little one here says 100% unique, which is definitely my daughter. And then, oh, look at me, I just put away 2 alcohol markers. Go me, putting away something. And then adding some florals down the middle. Now, the reason why I did want that kind of where it is there is it had a date on this photo, and I definitely wanted to cover that date up, like not because I didn't want to see the date, but because it was in my mum's camera, and it's bright and gory, like bright lettering. You know how they used to put the dates on the bottom of the photo? I don't think she's learned how to turn that one off yet. Here adding just those other few elements that I wanted on the bottom there. The beautiful and the U, a little flag of loves and kisses, and most of this is going back generally where I had it before. Now, one of the things that I do change is you can see up the top, I think of it as like a little Pac-Man opening there where the last little triangle ends and the photo mat starts. It's got like a big Pac-Man mouth right where my hand is there now, and that really distracted me. So I'm going to bring in a few elements to kind of fill that little void up and connect where the pie shapes finish, or the triangles finish, and the rest of the layout base is there. I don't know what happened there, but I think I did it off screen, but that little tag that I'm now putting some foam tape on, I put some white string on there just for a little bit of texture, and added a little foam shape on top of that as well. And what's next? We're getting really close to the finish, guys. I'm doing nothing at the moment. I could be off having a cup of coffee. Here I'm back again. Here, these are the little envelopes I mentioned earlier. This is what I generally keep these collections in. So once I've opened the pack of vellum cuts or the die cuts, I normally throw them into this little baggie there. That helps me just to be able to quickly sort through and find what I'm looking for. I think I've got the die cuts there. I'm going to do one little last sweep through these die cuts before I pop them in a proper little baggie. And I'm just looking for those couple of elements to go up in that corner that I was talking about, that Pac-Man corner. The dreaded Pac-Man is going to munch my girl up if I'm not careful. That's silly, sorry. Moving on. And some days, I'm a strange creature. So there I'm adding just those couple, and I just wanted enough to take that real open kind of Pac-Man mouth look away. We're going to pop those on. We're getting very close to the end. I think there's not much to do after this, just final tiny little details, which normally means a couple of little just gemstones, tiny little pieces of leaf and things like that, that will just finish off the layout. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you have been watching the 30 days of sketches. If you haven't been watching and you want to find out where all the sketches are and how all of it works, you can go into the comments or the description below, and it will give you a link to the 30 days of sketches Facebook page. It will also give a link to my Facebook page, where you can more than welcome to drop over and see what I'm doing, what I've got going on in the cottage. We would love to have you over there in that little community. And if you can drop a comment down in the comment sections. Let me know what you're thinking, what you think of the sketch, whether you want to try this sketch, if you have tried this sketch, all those kind of things. I'd love to hear from you. But most of all, thank you for watching, I guess. Is that a bit early? I've got a couple of minutes here left. What am I doing now? I'm just putting the final bits. It seems I've been doing the final bits for a long time, guys. That's it today. This is where I really should pop a bit of music in, so you can't hear me rabbit on. You just could fade out with some lovely music right there to the end. But that would take time, and time is not something I have this afternoon. I was meant to leave about 10 minutes ago for a appointment that I have, so we won't be adding that today. Maybe tomorrow I might have more time and I can add some music in the middle when I've over chatted my chatter, which I'm still doing, by the way. Here's the last few little rhinestones that are going on. There will be a slow down and a close-up of the layout, and also a still photo right there at the end, which I hope you'll enjoy. Once again, I can finally say my very last farewell of this video, which there's been many of. I hope you have a wonderful day and that you've enjoyed watching. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Take care, and goodbye-ish. Yeah, no, we're still going. Nope, can't say it yet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a clown and a half today. I'm going. See yous. Oh, look at that. No, I'm not, because I forgot to glue that little heart on. How silly. There we are. I've done a final reveal of this photo and everything without that heart on there. Okay. Now I'm going to finally say goodbye. Take care, everyone. Bye.